Welcome to day 21 of the 64 million artists challenge. Almost at the end now, which seems a bit scary. 10 more days. Oh, what are we going to do? We didn't finish this. Who knows? But today's challenge is called the Card Tower Challenge, and this is about building a card tower using cards and stuff and whatnot. But again, I want to turn this into a more kind of a arty challenge. So I'm going to show you a picture of something that I did last year when I was faced with a story like this. So last year I told a story about my nan who in her kitchen spent a long time trying to boil custard, and then it turned out there was no custard powder in the custard, and it was just a funny story that I remember from my childhood, and I've redone the scene mainly from memory. And so I want to do something like this, and to that end I found an actual picture of my nan in her living room, and this table to the side is what I'm interested in. This table was a card table that she used all the time to play cards on in the evening, and it was made from the back of an old TV set. So what I want to do today is kind of redraw this using cards that we would have played with her in the evening. So that's the idea behind today's challenge. The other things on the drawing board today, we've got my watercolour brushes that I would normally use, my paints I'm normally using, a pencil and a rubber. So just standard equipment for watercolour. So let's get started and start drawing the challenge up. So first of all, I'm going to move the board to the side so you can see the watercolour palette and get an idea of some of the colours that I will use. I tend to lay my palette out the same every time, so I've got blue, red and yellow, and you'll see there's some old remnants of watercolour in there that I just tend to use up. I don't really clean my palette out, which is probably a bad thing, but there we go. So first off, I'm going to draw out the scene. I'm going to start with the table, which is kind of integral to this scene. Nice straight line there. The legs, as I remember, were quite wonky on this table because it had been made, like I say, out of the back of a TV. I'm going to put the chair in my nan's chair, which had a nice wooden piece to it, and then a sort of an proper armchair, if you know what I mean. You get armchairs these days, but they're not kind of proper armchairs. There's going to be, it's got a wooden frame as well, so I put the wooden frame in. And the back of the chair kind of had a sort of a bit like that, so we put that in as well and bring it back down. You can hear the dog walking around in the background. It's nice. So that's got the main elements in. We've got the table, we've got the chair. I'm going to put in the wardrobe because I remember that being there. All the family photos were on this wardrobe. Very proud wardrobe. And then in the winter, it's where the jam was stored. All the jam was stored in the cupboard. There was 2 drawers at the top, so put them in very loosely at the minute. And then there were 2 doors as well, so put them in like so. And because this was an old house, there was a fireplace, so I'm just going to draw that in about this height here. And this is how I do a lot of my cartoons. I will build up the scene quite gradually, putting in the bits that I want. There we go, I think that's probably enough. There's the fireplace, some logs in the fire, and we'll put some fire in there. We'll do that with some watercolour. And I think, as I remember, there was candlesticks on the fireplace. Decorative ones rather than used ones. And maybe a few vases. So we'll just put some bits and pieces in there. So that's my scene. And now I just need to put a card tower and me as a child doing that and my Nan's probably going to be sat in the chair, so we'll put my Nan in there. Nice round shape there. She's going to be probably helping a bit, so put her arm there. And this is how I build up my characters. I'm going to kind of bring her arm down there and put that with a card. So we'll have her holding a card to me. And this is kind of a this is kind of a awkward thing to draw now, because she's kind of facing and twisting at the same time, so I'm gonna do that with a collar there. So you build up your character around the lines that you've put in. And there's her holding the card that she's giving to me, and I'm going to be stood here. Again, I'm going to have my hand out to get the card, and probably steadying myself on there, and we'll start to put the card tower in. Pack of cards there. So we've got the card scene in there. We'll put me in. I'm going to make that head a little bit bigger. I think that's better. So some glasses, nose. Funny hair I had when I was little. Put that in. Neck. Put that t-shirt. There we go. Put your bum in, always put a bum in. And I'm just shaping the trouser now, giving a bit more interest. And then my Nan, let's put her in. She always had glasses, she's got dark rimmed glasses on in here, so I'll put them in. Always smiley. And then some wavy hair that she always used to have. Put an ear in. And then there'll be some family photos and whatnot. There's a big chest thing there that I remember. Some more cards maybe. And that kind of is, oh, we haven't got her legs in, we have to make her sit on the chair, so we put her legs in like that and put some slippers on her. There we go, I think that's it. I will just, there's one more detail I want to put in this just to make it a bit more as I remember, and that was this special stool that she had, and it had a big pillow on it. And now it really is a case of adding some watercolour, so let's see how that looks. So I like to put in something like that. Background. very quickly then today, I have created an image. It's my Nan and me playing cards in her front room, all generated from a picture that kind of inspired the thing and the memory that I had about the event. What I might do now is put a little bit of ink line over this just to pull some detail out around the figures in the painting. So let's have a look at that, and then I think it'll be over and I'll see you again tomorrow.